what is not available in the market. Mr. Mohit Mangal is our parent, associated with the school since 2002. And he has been working with education centers closely. He has been observing things. He has been bringing changes in the centers where we need to change. And we have already had one online streaming of his lecture, which you all appreciated. Today there is another chance wherein we are not going to give online streaming, but going to give one-to-one or offline only. This is with a view to supporting you to create a culture in knowing what is ahead of you. 11th is already a time in which you have to set your goal and march towards it. 12th, by default, already you are. With COVID-19, we have lost our own self. We have lost our inner motivation. We have lost everything. You have lost your self-confidence. You have lost your learning ability. There is no peer group challenge, and there is absolutely nothing that enables you to just get hold of. Therefore, today is going to be your day. આજે તમે જે તે સાંભળશો તમારા જીવન માટે છે. તમારે શું થવું છે, શું બનવું છે અને કઈ રીતે કયા રસ્તાથી પસાર થવું છે એ તમારા હાથમાં છે. બિલ ગેટ્સ once said, ગરીબાઈમાં જન્મ લેવો એ મારા હાથની વાત નથી, પણ એમાં રહેવું કે કેમ એ મારા હાથની વાત છે. Being born as a human, you have every opportunity, and you have failed, you are not going to be forgiven. Believe it. Take it to the core of yourself. Every opportunity your parents are giving, that's a golden opportunity. Whatever school is shaping, that is also an added opportunity. Thus, you will be able to find the nuances and able to set your goals and reach, and that is the human life. We know why we are living and where are we heading to. If that is clear to you, then you will fight it out. For the fighting, you have to have the inner ability, inner strength, and inner motivation. We believe you have lost the touch of teachers for last 2 years. The scolding you may remember, but the loving method of teaching or reaching to you, you may keep it aside. And therefore it is a challenge for you today. And I saw pretty happy with some of the people who have brought notebooks and pens. Some are coolly walking in as if one is coming to see a film. I appreciate your memory if you have got one, in storing and to utilize it. In every seminar you are told, okay, gather something, take the points that is going to make your dream come alive. I don't want anybody talking. Henceforth, if I see, I'll just push you out. I'm serious about it. A man who has set time for you has come prepared, and therefore we need to respect. Let's not have the culture of COVID-19 or above. Below, there is no COVID-20, 21. We are all living in the complex of fear. So therefore, I'm not going to take much time. A warm welcome to Mr. Mohit Mangal, a friend and well-wisher and our parent. May God bless you in inspiring the future citizen of this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Father Madras, and it is indeed a pleasure to be in front of an august audience like you. But before I kick off my nonsense talks, one quick check with all of you. Are you all comfortable with English as a language of communication? Yes. Everyone? Yes. So will it be comfortable for all of you to, for me to take this entire session in English as a language? Yes. Great, perfect. Well, I'll start with a little bit of my story because when we were in school, we would talk to our peer group or pass on comments by putting hand on your face like this so that the teacher does not see or the teacher does not recognize. That hand portion is now gone. You got a mask. You got a mask. So anyways, the teacher will not be able to see or faculty will not be able to see. But I'll just share quickly brief story of mine. My parents are both doctors. My father is a surgeon and my mother is a gynecologist. And as what our society suggests, my career was decided the day I was conceived. Right? So when I came to grade 10, my parents by default told me that you would take up the combination of physics, chemistry and biology. That is what we in older system, we call it B group or we call it the medical group. I told them, I said, I will become a driver, but I will not become a doctor. That's fine. If you don't want to become a doctor, then become an engineer. So I said, fine. So I took up physics, chemistry, mathematics. Studied very religiously for 2 years. Cracked IIT JEE, went to IIT Delhi. Did my BTech. 4 years, I was doing BTech, not knowing why I am doing what I am doing. In the final year, one of my professors, I went to him, I asked him, I said, sir, what next? He says, you should do MTech. I said, wow. For that, what do you do? He says, you give GATE. Believe me, before that, I did not know there is another gate except the gate in front of my house. So I gave GATE. I was fortunate to qualify. I started my MTech in structures. Again, not knowing why I am doing what I am doing. When I was in final year, one of my professors who was teaching me for last 6 years came to me and said, Mohit, technology is not the right field for you. I said, oh, sir, thank you. You just saved. I've just spent 6 years of my potential learning time of life in studying technology. And now you told me that technology is not meant for me. Thank you. Well, rather you should have allowed me to finish my MPhil and then PhD and then would have got drowned in Sabarmati river. But you held me in the middle. I said, if not technology, then what? He says, you should go for management. I said, wow. What do you do for that? He says, cat. Believe me, that was the day I realized that another cat existed. So I gave that exam. I got calls from a couple of IIMs. I still remember my interview at IIM Bangalore. I went to IIM Bangalore, that professor sitting in front of me, who, with God's grace had been, I had been fortunate to have him later as my mentor also. He asked me, why do you want to do MBA? I said, sir, see, I don't know. I said, one of my professors told me to give CAT, I gave. Your institute sent me a call letter to come for an interview, I came. That's only what I know. So obviously, he turned me around, kicked at my back, get lost, we don't take you. Finally, I did my master's in business from another institution in Ahmedabad known as Nirma University Institute of Management. Passed out in 2003. I was picked up by Coca-Cola Beverages to head their marketing division for the state of Gujarat. I never took up that job. I thought I'd teach because I always had inner inclination towards, sharing knowledge, discussing, talking, interacting with students. I got opportunity to teach at IIM Ahmedabad. I taught at National Institute of Design. I taught at College of Environment Planning and Technology. I still go to these places as a guest faculty. I taught at Nirma University, Gujarat National Law University, Gujarat Institute of Disaster Management, and so on and so forth. But one thing which I realized when I went to all these institutions and interacted with students even at master's level was, I started believing in myself, and that belief was that I am not the only Gada. Understand? I started believing in myself. What I realized was, even at master's level, when I interacted with children at NID, when I interacted with children at IIM, half of them actually did not know why they are doing what they are doing. And that is what motivated me to read psychology. And when I started reading psychology, I understood the meaning of counseling. How many of you are from science background? I love you all. You know, in our social system, what is the structure? Science guys move out with their collars up. You know, and they look at commerce children like, "Hat chindi." This is what happens in our social system. Now, how many of you are from commerce background? Wow. And now poor commerce kids, they also have to keep their social, excitement up. So they look at the humanities children like at below poverty line. And the best part is when the result comes, of 12th grade, this pyramid gets ulta. So the humanities kids would go to the science kids and say, "Wo JEE ka kya hua? Wo NEET ka kya hua?" And then we science guys, we have stayed in that upper creamy layer of the society. So we always would say, I never felt like doing engineering, so I did not concentrate on JEE. NEET was something which I never wanted to study for 9-10 years. As if you did not know this 2 years back. You're trying to make whom? Yourself or me? Well, today I will talk to you about 30-35 minutes. After that, I'll spare. I was just telling Father Amal, yesterday I took up same session with another school, and I was pleasantly surprised. The question answer round went for an hour and a quarter. So I'll be more happy in addressing your questions rather than just throwing gyan on you. Because gyan to sab jagah hi batta hai aajkal. And you guys are the most vulnerable not to consume that gyan. I was doing a research with one of my friends at IIM Ahmedabad trying to figure out, when you guys come in grade 11, 12, I start calling you as young adults, right? And I was doing a research that why adults give a lot of gyan to the young adults. So we were doing research on this. So there were beautiful, things which came out. First thing which we came out with was that what are the categories of adults, who love to give gyan. So we defined those categories in, different sections. There are 4 sections which we came to. The first category of people who love to give you gyan are the people who are your friends' parents. मतलब गलती से किसी के घर पे चले जाओ तो उसके पिताजी ठान लेते हैं, बोलते हैं मैं बताता हूँ तेरे को करने। I will tell you. The second category was parents' friends. अभी कोई गलती से अंकल आंटी घर आ जाए तो अपने कमरे में घुस जाते हैं। Third category of people who are most vulnerable, in fact, are the category of people known as relatives. And yes, there is another 4th category which is actually the genuine category, or which is the category with no vested interest in you. Your progress will not have any vested interest. And that category is the category of parents and teachers. And they are the people who have actually observed you for donkey number of years. And they know you little better than you yourself. So I'll finish the conclusion of this research and then we will start this. So we were basically trying to answer the question why these adults give gyan to you. You want to know the answer? Yes. Which we came to? Yes. The answer which we came to was that they love to give gyan to young adults because their own children don't listen to them. तो किसी को तो ज्ञान देना है तो बोलते हैं कि दोस्त के बच्चे को पकड़ो, बच्चे के दोस्त को पकड़ो, नहीं तो किसी रिश्तेदार के बच्चे को पकड़ लो. Okay, this session is suitable for 11th and 12th grade kids, and if you can pass on the information to your parents, I'm sure it is going to be a great help. I shall talk to you about 3 things today. 1, we shall talk about how to choose the right graduation, because all of you have taken your first step of life. You've come to grade 11, 12, you've taken a combination of physics, chemistry, maths, or physics, chemistry, biology, or you've studied commerce, which is accounts, statistics, business studies, economics, or you're studying humanities, where you're studying history, geography, political science, psychology, sociology, legal studies, and so on and so forth. Second, I will talk to you about a lot of options. So it is going to be a little fast, power-packed session. And third, the opportunities I have divided in 21 different verticals of education as per the University Grants Commission, which is the controlling body of higher education in India. So irrespective of the fact whether you want to study in India, you want to go to UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, wherever, the verticals of education are going to remain same. There's no difference which is going to happen in that. We all know about this. These are the 4 categories of, I would say, stream, which we call, and in new education system, it will start, we will call it the combination of subjects. That is what is going to happen in the new education, policy. I'm going to share with you a small self-assessment tool. I want you to concentrate here for 2.5 minutes. When we talk about career, there are 4 parameters on which a child should be assessed, or as a student or a child, you should assess yourself. And if there are certain parents sitting here, you will be able to help your child assess himself or herself. And as a teacher also, it can be a beautiful tool for you where you can help assist your students to assess themselves. Those 4 parameters are identifying the orientation of the child, aptitude of the child, interest of the child, and the personality of the child. Since this entire tool is quite long, elaborate tool, today I'm going to only concentrate my talk on the first part, which is the orientation of the child. If you understand this, believe me, 50% of your confusion is going to go away. Now, what is orientation of the child? When we understand or try to understand orientation, we divide children in 3 broad categories. The first category of children are children whom we call are academic oriented children. ये वो बच्चे हैं जिनको पढ़ने लिखने में, नॉलेज गेन करने में, एजुकेशनल वीडियोस देखने में, रिसर्च करने में, किताबों के साथ ढेर सारा टाइम स्पेंड करने में बहुत मजा आता है. एंड स्कूल में दे आर नोन एज not exactly toppers. Every academic oriented child may not be a topper, but yes, padhaku, kida. They are academic oriented children. Second category of children are children who are not that much into academics. They are more comfortable in talking, discussing, debating, arguing, interacting. Their primary source of knowledge gaining is interaction based. And when as a faculty, if you're seasoned faculty, I would use the word for myself if I have to. As a seasoned faculty, when we go into the class, in the initial years of your teaching experience, you get frustrated with such children. But in due course, you realize that this set of children is a different lot because they are not interested in what is being taught. They are more interested in how it is being taught. So they will be commenting on the clothing of the faculty, the way he is writing or she is writing. लगता है रात झगड़ा करके आया है घर पे. That lot is people oriented. And the third category of children are children who are neither too much interested in academia, nor they are too much into people interaction. They are more comfortable in doing hands-on practical things where they can involve themselves physically, like drawing, dance, art, craft, music, sports, acting, mimicry, cookery, photography, filmmaking, cinematography, and so on and so forth. And the best part is, all these three orientations are there in every child. First thing which you have to understand is that if given an opportunity to perform all these three tasks, which task you will pick up to perform as your preference number 1, which task you will pick up to perform as your preference number 2, and which task you will perform as your preference number 3. And if you've listened carefully, I'm sure by this time you would know what is your orientation graph. And based on that orientation graph, you should take a call of what graduation you should take. Because if your practical orientation is highest and your academic orientation is lowest, irrespective of the fact you've taken commerce, science, arts, probably from a commerce background, you cannot come to me and say, I want to be CA. I go to a lot of schools talking to commerce children. By default, 80% of the commerce class, I ask them, what do you want to do? CA. One of the schools, I asked this boy, I said, what is the full form of CA? He tells me computer application. You know what is the full form of CA? You are getting what I'm saying? If you are academically not number 1 in your orientation graph, going for CA may not make sense at all. Because CA as a curriculum is an academically demanding curriculum. And if you've understood this carefully, I hope you realize 2 things very comfortably. Number 1, marks has no role to play or no connection with stream selection whatsoever. And stream selection has, or marks have no connection with what we call as iQue, intelligence quotient whatsoever. In dono ka koi lena dena nahi. I'll share a small story with you. I've got an elder brother who was the first one to be given an opportunity to take up stream selection after 10th. So by default he took up B group. So he studied very hard. 11th, 12th में physics, chemistry, biology बहुत पढ़ाई किया अच्छे से. 12th का बोर्ड का जिस दिन रिजल्ट आया वो 3 ही सब्जेक्ट में फेल था, फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री और बायोलॉजी. और वो पहले दिन था when my parents probably realized that genetics has no connection with aptitude whatsoever. You getting what I'm saying? I get a lot of parents who come to me for counseling. Sir, I am a lawyer. Please motivate my child to become a lawyer. It has no connection. How many of you have seen that Dangal movie? Every family may not repeat that same. It is your inner differential strength, which is combination of your orientation, aptitude, personality, and interest. Right? The 21 verticals which I've shared with you, now I'm going to go a little fast. I have alphabetically structured them. So as per UGC, there are 16 verticals of higher education. I have further divided it in 26. Out of them, 5 are only after graduation. So I have given you 21 verticals of education where education finishes in India, or rather internationally. And those verticals are starting with agricultural sciences, architecture, arts, humanities, social sciences, business management, commerce and finance, computer applications, defense forces, design, fine arts, economics, engineering, technology, hotel management, law, liberal studies, mass communication, medicine, surgery, paramedical sciences, performing arts, pure sciences, rehabilitation sciences, sports and physical education, veterinary sciences. Now, I want a little bit of your attention. I will only go to the depth of each vertical till the time you show me that comfort of being with me. If you start getting into disturbance mode, I will wrap it up within 10 minutes. Right? So how much information, knowledge you wish to gain and you will allow your next door friend to gain, I would respect that equally for all of you. Right? What I'm going to do is 3 things I'm going to talk about each vertical. I'm going to talk about the qualities required, In that quality, one thing which I will address is the orientation graph. Because you know your orientation graph, with that you can match whether this orientation graph matches with my graph. So that could be one of my option which I can think to get into after grade 12. Second, I'll talk to you about the degrees which are available in that vertical. And third, I will talk about the admission process, because all of you are now in grade 11, 12. A lot of children have this confusion. I want to do this, but I don't know what is the method, what is the way forward, how I can go, what is the eligibility criteria, which are the top colleges, which are the best entrance exams, and so on and so forth. So I will go a little fast, because again I told you, since you are all 11th, 12th kids, your absorption is also quicker, faster, and I will go to the depth till which you want me to address. If I see audience getting in a discomfort mode, I will start rushing up, right? Okay, starting with agricultural sciences. If you are a combination of academic and practical orientation, you have very strong inclination towards botany, specifically plants, life sciences, and so on. You could be a very good candidate for agricultural sciences. There are two types of degree options available in India in agricultural sciences. One are the BSc category, where you would have specializations like agriculture, sericulture, horticulture, forestry, community science and home science, dietetics and nutrition, and so on. And the other side is the B.Tech, where you would have food technology, biotechnology, agricultural engineering, and so on. Eligibility criteria for agricultural sciences is you could be from PCM or PCB. And for BSc programs, either you give a national level entrance exam, that is AIEEA, conducted by the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, or you go ahead with state level entrance exams. And for engineering, again, either you give JEE main, or you give state level entrance exams or private institution entrance exams for engineering. For example, BITS has a separate entrance exam, VIT has a separate entrance exam, SRM has a separate entrance exam, Narsimoji has a separate entrance exam, which are engineering entrance exams. But you will have to check whether they have agricultural engineering as part of their B.Tech program or not. Next we come to architecture. Who is the right candidate for architecture? If the candidate is a combination of academic and practical, but along with that, you have good creative skills and you have inclination towards building structures, engineering drawing, interior drawings, and so on, then you could be a very good candidate for architecture. In architecture, primary degree which is available is B.Arch, which is a 5-year degree program, for which you have to give exam of NATA for private colleges, and you have to give JEE paper 2 for School of Planning and Architectures, and you have to give AAT after JEE paper 2, which is meant for IITs, right? There are two other allied degrees. One is Bachelor of Interior Design, second is Bachelor of Planning, where you do not need to be even science students. Now this I want to clarify. A lot of children from commerce at times come and would say, I want to do architecture. I'm sorry, from 2019 onwards, Council of Architecture very categorically said anybody who wishes to get into architecture has to be from physics, chemistry, mathematics combination. If you don't have that combination, don't worry. There are other interior design and planning degrees where even from commerce or humanities you can get into. Nothing to worry. Coming to arts, humanities, social sciences. Do we have arts and humanities in our school? We don't have. So, since it is open for any child from commerce as well as science background, so I'll just give you a brief. If you are a beautiful mixture of academic people and practical orientation, you have inclination towards reading, writing, listening, speaking, that is language. If those skills are good, then arts humanities could be a good option for you. One can go for BA or BA honors in 55 plus different specializations, starting from applied psychology to history, geography, political science, sociology, psychology, child and family welfare, media and media planning, filmmaking, and so on. Indian language, foreign language, all fall under BA or BA honors program, or one can go for hotel management, culinary arts, one can go for a 5-year integrated law program, which is a BA LLB program, or you could go for dance, music, acting, or sports kind of options which are available under the BA degree platform. Nationally, most of the schools or colleges will give you admission in form of, on basis of your 12th marks, but some of very good colleges might expect you to come through an entrance exam. How many of you heard about Iit Madras? Iit Madras, you must have heard. Now, a lot of children don't know, Iit Madras has got a Department of Humanities and Social Sciences where at bachelor's level, actually you can go ahead and do a BA in English literature and or developmental studies. So, if IIT is your dream, unfortunately you're not a science kid, your IIT dream should be killed is not the option. You still have options where you can get into, and just for your knowledge, IIT Delhi has also started Humanities Social Sciences department, and I'm sure maybe within a year or a couple of years they will start Humanities Social Sciences programs at undergraduate level after 12th. Then there is Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Delhi University has its own entrance exam, Christ University has an entrance exam, Iit Madras University has an entrance exam, Aligarh Muslim University, Jamia Millia Islamia and so on. They all universities are some prestigious universities which will take an entrance exam for giving you admission in a Bachelor of Arts program. Coming to business management, you can go for a 3-year BBA program or you can go for a 5-year integrated BBA plus MBA program. If you are a combination of academic people and practical orientation and you have very good sense of business and business analysis, then business management could be an excellent option for you. In business management, there are 5 IIMs as on date which give admission in 5-year integrated BBA plus MBA program, which include IIM Indore, Rohtak, Ranchi, Bodh Gaya, Jammu. There are 2 other IIMs which are starting this program. One is IIM Udaipur and second is IIM Lucknow. They all will take students through an entrance exam. For couple of them, entrance exam is known as IPM-AT, Integrated Program Management Aptitude Test. For a few others is JIPMAT, Joint Integrated Program Management Aptitude Test. Beyond that, for 3-year BBA programs, many private universities take their own entrance exams which are really good. Delhi University will take its own exam, Narsee Monjee, Bombay will own exam, Symbiosis, Manipal, Iit Madras University, Jamia Millia Islamia, Bharatiya Vidyapeeth, Christ University, Xaviers, Bombay, KIIT, MSU, and so on and so forth. Next we come to commerce. Now this is a beautiful confusion which I see in children. Commerce kids will come and by default they look at 2 directions in front of them. One is BCom, second is BBA. So my first question to the commerce kids is, how do you identify what is right fit for you? Because commerce लिया है तो BCom करना है, और क्योंकि accounts अच्छा नहीं लगता तो चलो BBA कर लेते हैं. That is the concept of, children. As I said, for getting into pure area of commerce or finance, you need to be high at academic orientation. Whether you have people orientation or not does not matter. Whether you have practical orientation or not does not matter. But your people orientation, your academic orientation has to be high. So जो बच्चे commerce ये सोच के लेते हैं कि पढ़ाई कम करनी पड़ेगी, please correct yourself. A lot of kids in commerce, I ask, commerce क्यों लिया? Sir, science लेना नहीं था, बहुत tough था. और सर आर्ट्स में तो इज्जत चली जाती है, तो सर हमने बचाने के लिए सोसाइटी में मुंह दिखाने के लिए कॉमर्स ले लिया. I still fail to realize, although I shared my background with you, humanities is a beautiful subject to study, and anybody who says this is better than that means that gentleman or that gentle lady does not know the fact or the reality. Just for your knowledge, IISc Bangalore, which is supposed to be the mecca of science research education in India, has made it compulsory for all science students to study 4 subjects of humanities social science in first 4 semesters in the college. If you are going there with physics, chemistry, maths, bandwagon, they will tell you, beta, please study sociology, please study history, please study economics. And then kids come back to me, sir, वो तो sociology पढ़ा रहे हैं. तो We could have been saved, believe me, at international level, we could have been saved from a lot of disasters if somebody would have taught basic sociology, basic political science to science students. Anyways, coming back to commerce, if you are very high on academic orientation, you have very strong inclination towards mathematics, statistics, finance, playing with numbers. Have you seen that movie, Sare Zameen Par? Sorry, Tare Zameen. Sorry, Tare Zameen. You've seen it? You've seen that movie? You've seen that boy sitting in the corner, looking out of the window. There is a puddle full of water and tires are going through that water. Tuchuk, he's enjoying that. The teacher is teaching mathematics and the teacher shouts, Nishan, take out so and so page and so book. Read. So he says, Madam, ye to naach rahe hain. Then teacher shouts back and says, speak in English. Says, Madam, they are dancing. Because numbers when come in front of him, they are dancing, literally dancing. A lot of children in commerce, when they come for counseling, I do a brain mapping for them. I ask them, why did you take commerce? The answer is what I already gave you. And then when I look at their 10th grade, maths, 35 marks. Damn it, you're struggling with the numbers at 10th grade level. How do you expect to be a financial advisor for somebody? You will pretty drown his wealth. You get what I'm saying? But at same thing happens. I mean, somebody would come and say, I want to become a pilot. I look at the physics is 35. I said, I'm sure you will take off the plane. I'm not sure about the landing. Three types of degrees which are available in finance include BCom, we all know about. We have BBA and we have BSc. And there could be specializations within financial investment and analysis, banking and finance, corporate investment and banking. So these kind of specializations are available in all three types of degrees. Also there is something known as BCom Professional, if commerce kids are there, since where institutions teach you financial requirements in association with a big corporate. So like Xaviers in Ahmedabad, they have a beautiful program of BCom Professional tied up with TCS. So if you qualify that program, you actually get placed at the end of third year in the finance department of Tata Consultancy Services. Again, most of the colleges at state level would take admissions based on 12 marks, but at national level, if you want to go to some really serious and good colleges in commerce, they would or might want to take you through an entrance exam. So Narsee Monji has its own entrance exam, Christ University, Jamia Millia Islamia, BHU, Delhi University, and so on and so forth. Coming to computer applications. Now this is another beautiful thing, which I see. Lot of children would come to me and say, sir, I want to, again, when I do brain mapping, I ask, why did you take science A group? That is combination of physics, chemistry, maths. Or why did you take commerce with maths? Sir, computer karna hai. By them, who told you that for computers, mathematics or for that matter science A group is necessary? Sir, sabhi kehte hain. I find these to be absurd answers, to be very honest. Yesterday, there was a kid came to me and said, I want to do liberal arts from Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi. I said, my child, Lady Shri Ram College, Delhi does not offer liberal arts. Sir, you don't know? और आजकल क्या है, तुम लोगों का कॉन्फिडेंस जो है वो गूगल ने सूडो तरीके से इतना बढ़ा दिया है कि तुमको लगता है सामने वाला तो हैप्पी बर्थडे। मैं उस बच्चे को बोला, मैंने कहा बेटा, maybe somewhere I have missed, I opened Lady Shri Ram website and looked at the courses. There was no course on liberal arts. So I said, beta, see, there is no course on liberal arts. Where did you search? Sir, Google. Matlab, Google wantingly, unwantingly has become a surrogate mother to us. We trust Google more than trusting our instinct, number one, teachers, number two, parents, number three, or मेरे जैसा third party तो redundant है. Then I asked the child, what did you search? So I searched best liberal arts education in India. Now, on the website of Lady Shri Ram College, there was a thesis of a child lying, which had a title of, there was a write-up on Lady Shri Ram College, which had been put up on the website, which stated that Lady Shri Ram College is one of the best college providing liberal education in the area of arts. So Google uncle ने तो liberal best education arts लाया, combination start करके दे दिया। अरे सर मेरा liberal education करना है, नहीं होता। थोड़ा homework साथ साथ करो, सही जगह से करो, right? Computers में जाने के लिए और when you want to get into computers, any branch is okay. Whether you're from humanities, commerce, science A group or mathematics is not compulsory. What you need to have, very good combination of practical and academic orientation. Inclination towards coding language. Can you sit on computer, not playing games, but actually coding, programming for a good number of hours? Is your logic that strong? If answer is yes, computer applications could be a very good option. In computer applications, you can go for a BCA, BBA Information Technology, BCom in Computer Science or Information Technology, BSc in Computer Science or Information Technology, or you go for an integrated program. Now, in this domain, there are beautiful new age programs coming up where you can specialize in the area of automation, robotics, blockchain, cryptography, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, cloud computing, digital networking, social media marketing, YouTubing. There are beautiful specializations which are available. Children come to me and say, "Sir, game खेलने में future होता है?" अरे बाबा होता है, but apply some brains. Just playing games will not take you to the level where if you know how to also design a game, can take you to. And since your interest area is that, go ahead and do some study in that, no? And then you continue with both the things. Who stops you? Mostly admissions in these areas are based on 12 marks. Few colleges have their entrance exams, and this new age programs are available across board. Even if you go to Gujarat University, they've got a 5-year integrated MSc in Information Technology, in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. You can go ahead and do that. And just for your knowledge, again, because I want to open up your brains to thought, today even a humanities child can do a degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Artificial Intelligence in India. मैं साइंस कैसे कर सकता हूँ, मैंने तो ह्यूमैनिटीज लिया है। मैं साइंस कैसे कर सकता हूँ, मैंने तो कॉमर्स लिया है। और आजू बाजू वाली पब्लिक तो सभी ये चाहती है कि तुम साबरमती में डूब जाओ। तो एवरीबडी पोक्स यू, नो नो, यू आर फ्रॉम कॉमर्स बैकग्राउंड, हाउ कैन यू डू बीएससी? अरे बाबा, व्हाई नॉट? These all programs are open for everyone. Are you getting what I'm saying? Moving to defense forces. If you are very strong combination of academic people, practical, you have inclination towards adventure, sports, and national service, then defense forces could be a very good option for you. Till 2020, girls were not allowed to get into defense forces after 12th, but now 2021, Supreme Court has given a decision, and all girls are even allowed to appear for exam known as NDA, National Defense Academy exam. After that, you can join Indian Army, Air Force, Navy, and the degrees which you get after 12th could be either a BA or a BSc or a BE. And after graduation, if you want to go, you have to appear for an exam known as CDS, Combined Defense Services, CEE for Army, AFCAT for Air Force, INAT for Navy. And any 10+2 candidate can appear in these exams. Here also children come with a confusion. Science A group लिया है क्योंकि Army join करना है. Who told you A group जरूरी है? सर सभी बोलते हैं. एक तो I hate सभी बोलते हैं. हर गली में सभी पता है कौन बोलते हैं? Moving to design and fine arts. If you are very strongly practical oriented child, you have very good inclination towards art, drawing, creativity, then this option could be a very good option. Degrees available in India include Bachelor of Fine Arts, Applied Arts, Creative Arts, Interior Design, Visual Arts, and obviously Bachelor of Design. And there are loads of specializations starting from apparel to fashion communication, textile, product, furniture, interior, jewelry, animation, web, game, and so on. Most of the institutions take their entrance exams. For example, one of the best design institutions in Asia is NID, which takes its own exam. Then IITs take a separate exam known as UC. Just for your knowledge, 3 more IITs have started BDes course from this year. including IIT Delhi, right? Then you have NIFT, you have Footwear Design Development Institution. Then all private universities have their own exams which you can appear for and get into any of the design courses. Moving to economics, if you're a very strongly academic oriented child, you have inclination towards maths, economics, and very strong on mathematical research, then you could get to be part of one of the world's highest paying job, that is in the area of data analytics. You can do a BA or a BSc honors. Most of the institutions might give you admission based on 12 marks, but few good institutions will have an entrance exam, which may include Narsee Monjee Bombay, Symbiosis Pune, Bharatiya Vidyapeeth, Indraprastha University, Christ University, Aligarh Muslim University, Delhi University, Jamia Millia Islamia, or Banaras Hindu University. Coming to engineering, which all of the children know, if you're very strongly academic oriented, you have inclination towards math, science, but beyond that, you are also inclined towards latest gadgets, latest technology, latest engineering happenings, and so on. Then get into engineering as a domain. In engineering, you can have a BE or a BTech, integrated BE or ME or MTech. You can also go for BF Tech if you're a little more creative also, Bachelor of Fashion Technology. And also after 10th, there is a 6-year diploma plus degree program available in the area of engineering, for which there is no competitive exam. And since engineering falls under the domain of the All India Council of Technical Education, every admission in any engineering college has to be done or taken through a competitive exam. So you can obviously go through JEE, or private institutions have their own exams like BITSAT, VIT, SIT, SRM, Narsee Monjee, Manipal, and also states conduct their own entrance exam. Gujarat has its own entrance exam, Rajasthan has its own entrance exam, Maharashtra has its own entrance exam, and so on. Next, coming to hotel management, if you are very strong combination of practical, people orientation, even now here, a lot of children who feel pain in studying, you will see a lot of options which relate to you. Even if you are academically low, that's okay. Every child is not meant to be academically brilliant. But then, trying to escape the situation, just like a pigeon, you know that pigeon cat thing? Yeah? If you try to escape the situation, it is not going to work. Accept the situation and take corrective measure. If you're low on academic bent, you're high on practical people bent, try to look at a program related to that area. So if you are a combination of practical people bent, you have inclination towards cooking, serving people, you can go ahead with a 3-year degree program in hotel management, or there is also a 4-year degree program known as Bachelor of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, which you can adopt or take up after 12, and again, any child can do it. 10 plus 2 arts, science, humanities. Nationally, there is a council known as National Council of Hotel Management, which takes its own entrance exam known as JEE, Joint Entrance Exam, or Taj takes its own exam, IHMA, Oberoi takes its own exam, STEP, Welcome Group takes its own exam, Manipal, then there are private universities which take their own entrance exam, and then there are some state level entrance exams like West Bengal takes its own exam, Maharashtra takes its own exam, and so on. Coming to law, if you have very strong combination of academic and people, and you have strong inclination towards reading, writing, politics, social issues, then law could be a very good option. In Gujarat, there is a fashion of jumping red light. अभी तो फिर थोड़ा control है. Initially, people would jump red light, people would jump the cop who is stopping, and then turn back and say bye. Cop used to feel so useless, hopeless. Now they have given wireless text to everybody and said, catch them, give them time. Now, normally, I come from a place like Chandigarh, where the traffic rules are very, very strict. So I never jump a red light. But unfortunately, if someday I jump a red light and the cop stops me, either what I've seen generally, bujus would not stop, or even if they stop, what will they do? 500? Are you crazy? You don't seem to be buju. You don't seem to be buju. अरे वो बोलेगा साहब 10 रुपए है, बोलेगा दूसरी जेब में से भी निकाल 20 दे दे चल जा. Now, do you understand? Running by dodging the cop and or paying bribe to the cop, both are criminal offences. So if unfortunately someday I by mistake jump a red light and the cop stops me, I will not do any one of them. I will stop my bike. He will come to me and say, red light jump कीधु छे? I'll tell him, yes sir, I'm sorry, मेरे से गलती से red light jump हो गया. License आपो? Yes sir, license. चलान होगा? Yes sir, बिल्कुल. मेरे जैसे red light jump करने वाले का चलान होना ही चाहिए. लेकिन sir, as per the Indian Traffic Law, Article 28, Section B, you being the investigating officer on ground have the power to release me with a warning. Please exercise your power. तुम मेरे को कानून सिखाते हो? मैं बोलूँगा ना 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 साहब, मैं कहाँ कानून सिखाता हूँ? मैं तो सिर्फ आपको हनुमान की तरह आपकी शक्ति का एहसास दिला रहा हूँ। और मैं तो सिर्फ इतना कह रहा हूँ कि अपनी शक्ति का प्रयोग करो। Couple of fields which are fields with knowledge power. One of them is law. If you have legal knowledge, nobody can make fool out of you. So if this suits you, law could be a very good option for you. And in India, after 12th, you can go for a 5-year degree program, which could be either a BA LLB, BBA LLB, BCom LLB, or BSW LLB. Also specifically for science students, you can also go for BSc LLB, or there is a degree which is a 6-year integrated degree known as BTech LLB. Nationally, mother exam is known as CLAT, which caters to 23 national law universities. Also there is ILAT catering to the National University of Delhi. Then there are a lot of private universities which take their own exams, which you can give and get into a very good 5-year integrated law program. Next we come to liberal arts or liberal studies. If you are a combination of academic people and practical orientation, you have inclination towards reading, writing, exploring different subjects, you want to study what you like or you wish to study. So for example, if you want to study physics with accounts, with let us say French language, with psychology, with political science and dance. Seems to be a very weird combination, right? But this is something which you can study in liberal arts or liberal studies. So basically you choose what you want to study. That is why its name is liberal arts. So if you are exploring, you want to choose and study what you like, liberal arts could be a very good option. Now when you get into a liberal arts program, you do not fix your degree at the time of entry. You are open, you are in a foundation program. After studying 30 subjects which are base subjects related to humanities, social sciences, commercial studies, management studies, basic sciences and mathematics, and performing arts, you choose your specialization in third year. If you choose your specialization related to humanities, social sciences, you get a degree BA honors. If you choose your specialization management oriented, you get BBA honors. You choose your specialization commerce related, you got BCom honors. And if you pick up any of the basic sciences, you get a degree which is BSc honors. Nationally, there are a few very good universities because it's a newer program. There are only 16, 17 universities in India till date. Most of them take their own entrance exam. So you have Flame in Pune, you have Ashoka University in Sonipat, Symbiosis Pune, PDU in Gandhinagar, University of Bombay, Karnavati Ahmedabad, Kriya University in Andhra Pradesh, Jindal University in Sonipat, SRM in Chennai. These are some of the top universities. Moving to mass communication. If you are a beautiful combination of academic people and practical, you have inclination towards reading, writing, and very strongly you have an inclination towards questioning. Then you can get into area of journalism, mass communication, and so on. Degrees available could be a 3-year degree program or a 5-year integrated degree program. Nationally, most of the state level universities would not take an entrance exam. Their admission is based on 12th marks. But if you want to get into some very good colleges like Xaviers in Bombay, Manipal University, Symbiosis University, Christ University, Indraprastha University, Delhi University, Jindal University, and so on, they will have their own entrance exams. Coming to medicine and surgery. How many are from Science B group? Wow. So I have a lot of options for you. Okay? If you are a combination of academic and practical orientation, and you have inclination towards life sciences, then medicine and surgery is the right option for you. We all know about MBBS, we all know about PDS. There are 5 other 5.5-year medicine and surgery related degree programs under what we call as Ayush, that is Ayurvedic, Yogic medicine, Yogic medicine, Unani medicine, Siddh medicine, and homeopathic medicine. All these admissions are based on NEET, there is no doubt about that. Now, any child who is from PCB combination, but academically feels or starts feeling in grade 11, 12 that they are not that strong. And here the problem comes, which I have realized or seen, and this is something I think on the larger base I'll share with you. 80% of the children studying A group, physics, chemistry, maths, would by and large come and say, sir, we are very comfortable with mathematics and physics, but chemistry pains. And 80% of the children studying B group would come and say, we are very comfortable with biology and chemistry, but physics pains. And believe me, I have gone through it for a donkey number of years. 11th, 12th, I was always topping mathematics, I was always topping physics, but I could not understand chemistry. We have all studied chemistry till 10th, right? We've studied that stupid periodic table. I could never understand chemistry, and unfortunately, it is said that the more you run away from something, the more it follows you. I told myself, जिंदगी में chemistry नहीं पढ़ूंगा. 11th, 12th कुछ भी करके chemistry खत्म किया. The branch which I got in engineering was the only branch next to chemical engineering which had chemistry for 3 semesters. Rest everywhere chemistry is only for 2 semesters. Then I got into masters where you don't study chemistry in masters in any other branch except the branch which I got into. So only way I learned or I qualified chemistry throughout my life was learning that periodic table, starting from hydrogen, helium. So I used to say ha hi, libi, bakno, fani, namak, alsi, paskalar, kakka, satyam, karman, fiko, niku, jan, gagi, assi, barkar. 36 element ho gaye. Seriously telling you, that is the first thing which I used to do in any chemistry paper was go, the moment answer sheet comes, go at the back, make the entire periodic table, and only thing which I have done was I had ratified all elements, including their valence electrons, mass numbers, everything. I would tuck, 5-7 minutes, pura periodic table, I would print on the back side of my paper, and then whatever question comes, I will do inky, pinky, donkey, 10, 20 things I'll write, get the marks, pass. Honestly telling you, and I realized the answer to this non-comfort with chemistry once I started studying psychology. Understand this. For children who feel discomfort with chemistry in A group and physics in B group, you must understand maths and physics both fall under the category of mathematical, analytical and mechanical aptitude oriented subjects. And biology and chemistry fall under linguistic, rote oriented, theoretical aptitude subjects. Because your one set of aptitude is higher than the other, you find discomfort in the other. And best part is, at your age, this can be corrected. I did not know that. I struggled throughout. And the best or the easiest way to cover it up, or in technical language, what we call as improving your aptitude in that area, is by consciously giving more time. And unfortunately, we do the reverse. Chemistry समझ नहीं आती तो सबसे कम chemistry पढ़ते हैं. Physics समझ नहीं आता सबसे कम physics. Commerce वालों के भी दो breeds हैं. One set of children are children who would say account statistics is comfortable, business studies economics is painful. Other set will say business studies economics English is very nice, but accounts में टप्पा ही नहीं पड़ता. Same issue which I just shared with you. And I told you, since your brain is in the developmental mode, you can actually correct it at this time by consciously giving more time. Give more time to the subject which you are not feeling comfortable with. Coming back. People practical orientation we know, PCB, but you have interest in biology, but you are more comfortable in practical application oriented area. Then maybe pure MBBS, BDS, Ayush may not be the right option for you. You can go for paramedical sciences. In paramedical, there are loads of opportunities available. BSc, which could be medical lab technology, critical care, dialysis, anesthesiology, cardiology, and so on. Or you can go for optometry, occupational therapy, pharmacy, physiotherapy, or PharmD. These are the options which are available for the paramedical sciences. And most of the top medical colleges will conduct their own entrance exams related to admissions in these paramedical courses. Next we come to performing arts. There are primarily three forms of performing arts: singing, dancing or acting. If in any one of them you feel very strong or strongly inclined, then you have to be very high on a practical orientation, inclination towards a particular art and specifically presenting and observation. The degrees are available either under the format of fine arts, performing arts, or under the format of PA. Most institutions in this area offer admissions based on the skill or assessing the skill of each one of you which you possess in that particular form of art. Coming to pure sciences, you are very strongly academic oriented, you have inclination towards maths, science and research. You can go for either a 3-year degree program known as BSc plain, or you can also go for a 4-year BSc research program which is known as BSc. I have bracketed it as R. Nationally, there are a lot of entrance exams which are very good entrance exams, including KVPY, JEE, JEE Advanced, NEST, BITSAT, private universities and so on and so forth. Can anybody tell me the full form of KVPY? Kishore? Perfect. Coming to rehabilitation sciences, again primarily you need a B group, but if you are practical people oriented, you have inclination towards biology, research, and especially you have an inclination towards helping specially abled people, then rehabilitation sciences could be a very good option. You can go for prosthetics and orthotics, you could go for audiology, speech language pathology, you could go for rehabilitation sciences or BSc in special education or rehabilitation sciences. Nationally, the Rehabilitation Council of India takes its own exam known as AIOAT, or there are national level other institutions which conduct their own private exams. Coming to sports, if you are very strongly practical oriented, you have inclination towards one particular sport, you can go for a BA or a BBA or a BCom or a BSc honors program in sports. And also, after 12th, there is a 4-year Bachelor of Physical Education and Sports BPES program available in India. And most institutions offering admission test you on your sports skill as well as your physical fitness. Last but not the least is veterinary sciences. If you are academic and practical, you have strong inclination towards zoology and you have special inclination towards dealing with animals, insects, fishes and so on. You can go for Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences and Animal Husbandry, or you could go for Bachelor in Fishery Sciences or BSc in Fisheries. For BBSc and AH, most of the institutions take NEET. Few states, state-wise, take their own entrance exam for admission in this area. That could be Gujarat, Rajasthan, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand and so on. Now if somebody wants to not continue with mainstream education after 12th, what options you have? You can go ahead with undergraduate diploma programs in the area of social sciences, which could be in the area of cooperative management, Raj Bhasha studies, social work, foreign language, international business, event management. You could go for law, where you can go for taxation law, business corporate law, cyber law, intellectual property law, labor and child welfare, arbitration, conciliation, alternate dispute resolution. You can go for hospitality field, where you could go for food production, food and beverage service, bakery and confectionery, front office operations, housekeeping. Paramedical science you can get into, where you can go for auxiliary nursing midwifery, general nursing midwifery, naturopathy, pharmacy, yoga or special education. Also, to get into straight away a profession or a job, you can become a commercial pilot. You need PCM compulsory. Rest, you can become a soldier in army. For technical, you need PCM. For general duty, any stream, you can get into Air Force as an airman, different cadres. Based on that, different specializations. You can become a sailor in Navy. You can become a Navik in Coast Guard. And last but not the least, you can become an air steward or an air hostess. Also, in 2020, University Grants Commission has picked up 67 universities, identified 67 universities whom they have allowed to deliver online degree programs where you don't need to go, completely online. So anybody who wants to be part of their family business, anybody wants to work on their own startup, anybody who wants to work on their own idea, where they don't want to restrict their time frame of going to college, can actually go and do a BA or a BBA or a BCA or a BCom degree online, which is equivalent to regular degree. That means after 3 years, if you want to appear for CAT exam and get into an IIM, or if you want to appear for a GRE or a GMAT exam and get into a master's program in India or abroad, you are entitled to do that because your degree is equivalent degree. But here I would also like to put a caution. Please beware, in the market there are a lot of institutions which promise you giving BBA or a BA or a BCom degrees which are fake. So you may not land up after 3 years on a suit stating whatever degree I did not work or was a fake. Also, there are beautiful skill development programs or skill-oriented programs which any child after 12th can get into and do, including artificial intelligence, machine learning, digital marketing, social media marketing, data sciences, ethical hacking, game designing, or UI UX design. So these are all certification programs, and loads of them. I mean, I've just listed a few to just open up your minds. But these are all skill-based certification programs where you also get assistance for placement, where you don't go for a regular mainstream degree program. Finally, before I move to question and answers, iQue Digital or iQue Ideas, which is popularly known as, we are into competitive test preparation for non-conventional entrance exams related to law, hotel management, business management, liberal arts, mass communication, social sciences, and so on and so forth. If you seek more clarity on your career, you're confused, not knowing what to do, you can also connect with me for personal career counseling, or you can follow me on social media. I'll be taking the questions now. If there is anybody who is not able to ask a question right now, or some question comes to your mind later in the evening, you can post it on my website, that is mohitmangal.com. Please go ahead. Over to you for questions. David? Yes, go ahead. Questions? मेरे को एक देना पहले. Father, this is that CBSE recommended book. I had some physical copies lying. I thought I'll just leave it if we are comfortable. Yes, any questions, boys and girls?